Hey there, viewers! The best 8-minute posture routine. Years of sitting slumped over a desk will eventually take a toll on your body, and one of its side effects is having to deal with poor posture. On the bright side, you can make things right in just a relatively shorter period with the right posture routine. We know you're busy, but if you could just carve out 8 minutes on your calendar every day, then it'd surely do wonders in helping hold those shoulders back and keeping you sitting and standing tall. In this video, we will be going over an 8-minute posture training program that consists of various exercises that will help correct your posture. These include the classic Cobra Pose and Pigeon Stretch, to name a few. As for the rest, you likely aren't that familiar with them, so all the more reason to stick around. Let's get on with it then. Why posture workout routine is important? Well, aside from the obvious benefit of improving your overall physical appearance, having a good posture may be underrated but definitely plays a crucial role in our daily lives. Sitting too much, for example, is bad for you as it leads to more or less the development of certain postures. These can be the head protruding forward, the mid-back and shoulders rounded forward, or the lower back excessively arched with an anterior lift of the pelvis. On top of that, such a posture is accompanied by several asymmetries brought by various sitting habits. This can then lead to one side being tighter than the other. Thus, it creates a slight drooping on that side, all of which can lead to tightness, aches, and pains in the neck, shoulders, lower back, and other areas. Moreover, it makes it harder to properly perform various exercises in the gym, let alone comfortably move and stand throughout the day. Luckily, there's an easy way to reverse and prevent it from worsening, especially for those who spend most of their day sitting. To do this, you just need to do the following quick and easy exercises. They're all designed to loosen up the tightened areas, strengthen the weakened muscles, and correct any asymmetries you may have. Let's get started. We have 2 routines for this 8-minute workout. The first one, which consists of 3 exercises, will be focused primarily on the upper body. These are as follows. Enjoying the video so far? Show some support and hit that like button. Number 1. Over and backs. For the first posture exercise, you can do it with either a band or a towel. The over and backs exercise is created to open up and stretch the shortened chest and shoulder muscles that are pulling you forward, causing the hunched posture. Execution. To perform it, start by gripping the band or towel with a wide overhand grip, meaning your palms are facing towards your body and wider than shoulder width apart. Now, pull it apart slightly to produce tension. Then, without bending your elbows, raise it over your head and behind your back. Make sure to only go as far as your body allows you to. And when the band or towel gets behind your back, focus on pulling your hands apart. Starting with a wider grip is ideal for newbies. Over time, you can narrow your grip as your mobility improves. Do 10 to 15 slow reps. Number 2. Cobra Pose. The Cobra Pose aids in stretching out practically all the tightened muscles in your body. It's arguably one of the single best stretches for sitting. When you go joint by joint, your whole body is almost fully reversed in this position as opposed to a typical sitting position. Execution. First, lay on your stomach with your feet about hip-width apart. Your toes should be facing down and your hands by your sides positioned directly under your shoulders. From there, contract your quads so that your knees are off the ground. Then, bring your shoulder blades down and back and proceed to lengthen your spine. You can do this by thinking about bringing your upper body forward and up by using and engaging your mid and lower back muscles. At the top of the position, pause and take a few deep breaths first before coming back down and repeating. Finish 5 to 10 slow reps with a pause at the top. You've probably done the next exercise already. You just weren't aware that it's actually a stretching exercise. It's called stand and reach. Its execution is just as straightforward as its name. Let's get to know more about it. Number 3. Stand and reach. This exercise will help correct some of the asymmetries brought by slouching one way when sitting. This bad posture causes the muscles in your side, such as your quadratus lumborum, the deepest abdominal muscle, to tighten up. Execution. To start, hold one hand at your hip. Then, with the other hand, extend up and back behind your body, forming a diagonal line with your head. Think about reaching towards the ceiling. Do experiment with different angles until you find the one that creates the best stretch in your side. Hold the end position for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then repeat depending on the recommended reps before switching to the other side. Complete 5 to 10 reaches each side with a pause at the end position. Now we're on to the second part of the routine. Whereas the first 3 movements focused on strengthening your upper body, the last 3 exercises will be about strengthening your lower body. Check them out here. Number 4. Quadruped thoracic rotations. To kick off the lower back routine, we will start by working on your thoracic or mid-back mobility, which often gets stiff from sitting. Such stiffness doesn't just promote hunch posture, but also causes issues in the lower back and lower body, and it's high time to correct this. Execution. Start by getting on all fours and sitting your hips back towards your heels. Next, place one hand forward and extend it out in front of you while the other is held behind your neck. Then simply bring your elbow down towards the floor. At the same time, follow your elbow with your eyes, then rotate your elbow up towards the ceiling as far as you can. Hold the top position briefly. Now, come back down for more reps before switching to the other side. You should feel a good stretch in your mid-back area as you do so. Perform 10 reps on each side with a pause at the top. The hip flexors are a group of muscles located on the front of the hip. To many people's surprise, this muscle group plays a vital role in posture. Up next is a good exercise to stable those hip flexors of yours. Number 5. Kneeling hip flexor stretch. Tight hip flexors can contribute greatly to poor posture as it creates an anterior pelvic tilt. It's when the front of the pelvis is positioned forward while the back part rises. To stretch those hip flexors, a simple kneeling hip flexor stretch goes a long way. Execution. First off, posteriorly tilt your pelvis by contracting your glutes and abs. This is the key part of this exercise's effectiveness. Now, only after you've properly set your pelvis, you can gently lean forward until you feel a deep stretch in the front hip of your back leg. Maintain this position for 10 deep breaths or so, then switch to the other side. Hold for 30 to 45 seconds on each side. Number 6. Pigeon stretch. The pigeon stretch works to lengthen the tightened hip flexors, all the while helping open up the hips with external rotation. For this exercise, you can use your couch or any elevated platform. Also, take note that one side may likely be noticeably tighter than the other. This is usually the case if you have a habit of crossing your legs quite a bit while sitting. If so, spend a little more time working on the tighter side. Execution. To begin, cross your front leg on top of it and fully extend your other leg backward to lengthen out your hip flexor. Then, with one hand pressed on your foot and the other on your knee, brace your core and simply bend at your hips. This should bring your chest forward until you feel a stretch in the side of your front hip. Hold it there, but you may also move around at different angles to tweak the stretch a bit. Then switch to the other side. Hold for 30 to 45 seconds on each side. Postural imbalances also occur to those who stand all day. The real problem is neglecting to take regular breaks and being unaware of or not caring maybe about your posture throughout the day. So in addition to incorporating this 8-minute posture routine, make sure to improve on those areas too. Want to share or say something about the video? Feel free to comment down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. For more interesting facts on the human body, subscribe to the channel. Here are 2 more videos you should check out. Both of them will definitely help you reach your goals.